Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge outdoor pendant called the Portico. This is the 362005. Technically an outdoor fixture. I have a lot of customers who use this inside too because it's such a beautiful piece. Let's get into details on this. The height of the fixture body is going to be the bottom part, and that's going to be independent of the adjustable rods. 18.5 inches high, 22.5 inches in diameter. When you add those rods to the equation and the canopy on the ceiling, now you're talking about what's called overall height, from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture. And we'll talk really quickly about how Hubbardton Forge's telescoping rods idea is going to give you adjustable ranges from the ceiling down. So you'll be able to pull this down. This is a smaller rod telescoping into a bigger rod. Where they come together is called a clutch. There's a little set screw here. The fixture is going to come with this little wrench, and when you get this to where you want it to be, you just tighten that set screw and you're good to go. Don't cut any wires until you have it exactly where you want it to be. Leave some extra wire up in the canopy just in case you want to move this someday or bring it down a little lower. You'll have the wire to do that. So now when we're talking about overall height, now we're talking about the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling itself, and you're going to have these ranges, don't forget. So short is going to be 30.3 to 35.8. Standard is 35.5 to 41.1, and the long is going to be 46.5 to 68.1. If you need this to be shorter than the short or longer than the long, so let's say you need this to be shorter than the 30.3 from the ceiling down, just drop me a quick email and say, I'm looking at the 362005, I need this to be X, and whatever the X is, let's say 28 or 26 or 24. I take that email, I shoot it over at Hubbardton Forge Customs Department, it comes back to me with a quote. Adds a little time, adds a little money, but we do it all the time, and they're non-returnable too, so we have to get our ducks in a row. But we do customs constantly. If you're going to be using this inside, and a couple quick things, or one quick thing, this is not slope ceiling adaptable when it's used outside, just because of the UL regulations on the knuckle at the top. So if you're using it outside on a slope ceiling, you're not going to be able to because it's not set up that way. If you are using this inside on a slope ceiling, I can do this custom with a rod and canopy setup that's going to let this be slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees. Something just you should know, right? Okay, so moving on from there, why don't we talk about that canopy on the ceiling is going to be 4.9 inches in diameter going over your 4-inch junction box. I want to show you a lot more details on this, and a great way to show you is through the drawings on the install sheets. If you're on the page for this on our site, look over on the right hand side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF, so open that up for me. You'll see full parts list, how to put the glass on, how the telescoping rods work in detail, and how the canopy is going to be going onto your junction box. So really take advantage of that if you guys can, okay? So let's talk about socket setup. It's going to be using a candelabra socket, porcelain. Hubbardton is going to be limiting you to a 60-watt bulb in each of these sockets if you want to stick with incandescent. They list this as a candelabra G. A G bulb is actually this guy. It's a globe on this. You can also do what's called a torpedo, and that actually, I would probably think it's a better idea because it will bring the light a little higher up inside it, kind of like a candle. So this torpedo is just a standard candelabra socket. Like I said, you can do incandescent, you're going to be limited to 60 watts. But if you do these LEDs, and that's what this guy is, I can find this, I found it all over the place. I found it with a 40-watt equivalent, I think that's the one you should use, 60 watt, 75 watt, and even 100 watt equivalent. But the 40-watt equivalent ones like this guy are the ones that I see most often out in the marketplace. They dim beautifully, and you can get it in the warm white, which we're going to talk about now. And that's, you really want to make this thing kind of glow like candles at the end of the day, because you're probably going to be having this sitting outside with your friends after dinner, enjoying this in the evening in the summertime. So that said, when you're looking at LED bulbs, you can choose your color temperature, don't forget. So if you're going to be choosing your color temperature, the warmth of an incandescent bulb is going to be 3000 Kelvin, warm white. The white light that you can often see coming like in a doctor's office, that's also daylight, and that's going to be 4,000, 5,000. So be super careful what you guys get. There's no right or wrong answer, but I expect that most of you are going to want the warmer white. Glass on this is going to be available in two different types, and it's going to be closed on the top, beautifully hand done. I'll get into the opal glass in a little bit, but you have two options for glass. You're going to have the opal, which is the white, and that will completely hide the bulb. You can also get the seeded clear, and that's going to be the same piece of glass, clear with little tiny air bubbles in it, and you're going to be able to see the bulb. So that's where you should definitely get something like this, where it's going to be aesthetically pleasing if you're going to be looking at it in there. And just make sure you get it dimmable, because don't forget you've got 5 of these sockets to work with. So I want to touch on Hubbardton Forge's glass for just a second. Hubbardton Forge's opal glass is not just another piece of white glass. This is actually hand-blown glass. All of their glass is hand-blown. And to begin with, it's actually a clear piece of glass to start with. And they come in, they blow a second layer on the inside of white glass. Then they come back and they do a third step where they sandblast the entire outside. So you'll notice when you get these in your hands, they actually have layers of glass on them on the ends. You can see them on these 2 pieces. And it gives it this really soft, semi-transparent, kind of milky quality. It's a soft glowing piece. Really, really pretty. You know, they're really obsessed about details at Hubbardton Forge, and a lot of people don't. I don't think they appreciate it out in the world, but you appreciate it because that's why you guys are here watching this video. There you go. Let's talk about something else. Same kind of idea. They only use aircraft-grade aluminum to make all of their outdoor lighting, and the reason they do that is because aluminum holds up better than any other material in harsh, extreme weather. When you go out and you're out in the world, look up and you'll see those jet airlines flying up there way above your head. They're all made out of aluminum for a reason, because it holds up beautifully, it welds beautifully, it doesn't rust, it's very light, and it's just the best material to use outside. So on top of that, they have developed these outdoor baked epoxy powder coats that can go over this and make them pretty much indestructible, and we're going to talk about that right now. So how they do this, you'll notice in the picture next to me, there's a picture of a woman, and she's actually shooting powdered finish at the fixture. And they take the fixture, let's say this is the fixture to begin with, okay? They wire it up with a wire here, a wire coming down. They run a small amount of electricity through it to make it positive. And what that does, it makes it attract everything around it. So when she's over there spraying little bits of powdered finish, what it's going to do, it's going to go over the entire fixture. It's going to get into every nook, every cranny, top, bottom, sides, the whole thing. They're going to take that fixture, they're going to put it into an oven. That's going to melt that down and make it into a hard epoxy shell. And it makes it, incredibly strong. Because they do this, and these things have been tested in these wind chambers where they have shot, salty seawater at them, basically, because that's what's going to happen on a beach, right? Where a lot of these things are going to end up. They had to really do that to make sure that they're going to hold up for you. And because they have done that, they offer the best warranty for the entire lighting industry. And you can see that over on the left-hand side of your screen. Limited lifetime warranty for residential use, and check it out, and it'll really make you feel better about their products. Okay. Moving on from there, why don't we talk about our showroom in Vermont. We have over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We actually have a What's on Display page on our website. It's over in the red tabs over on the left-hand side of your screen, so you can open up that and check it out. Showroom has also a clearance center. So clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's an amazing deal for you. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you guys are going to come visit us, do me a favor, bring a big SUV, if you can, if you have one, only because the boxes are set up for shipping. Measure everything you can think of. So measure with a measuring tape, measure your ceilings, measure counters, tables, distances between junction boxes and things like ceilings, because if you're looking, you want to make sure when you're looking at these things that they're going to be able to be used by you for your needs, okay? And then also bring an iPad. If you guys are doing a project and you have a tablet laying around at home, take pictures with that. Take pictures and you can bring that tablet in and we can go through all those pictures together and look and see what you guys are doing, and I can help you out on that, okay? So when you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if you ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else does that. Some larger items, generally big things on pallets and custom things, are going to be non-returnable. We'll always tell you that on the page for it, so just keep your eyes peeled for that. And then on top of all that, we offer a rush program. So in order for you to get all of these different finishes, Hubbardton Forge doesn't stock. It takes generally about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time in half, and it is super, super inexpensive. A lot of people don't even know about it. If you want to know about it, the best thing to do is just drop me a quick email, sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. You can also call 802-446-2400 during business hours. And so I'm here every day except Sunday, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you guys want to talk to me, And then you can email us 7 days a week at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. So I think that kind of wraps things up on this. You guys have any questions at all, let me know. Thank you for stopping in today. Take care. Bye-bye.